time to look back at the last Forge FC contest.
Simply stunning stuff! And finally, their goal!
Here is Match and Review.
My word, what a rocket!
With Anthony Urciuoli on the Forge Audio Network.
Hello, Forge fans. Anthony Urciuoli with you. Final whistle has gone, and this match between Forge FC and Valour FC at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton is it ends in a draw. 1-1. Forge FC with a 1-0 lead going into the 85th minute, and the night was spoiled not just by the torrential downpour. By the way, credit to the fans that stuck it out. Foiled by Valour in the end. Forge had gone 15 consecutive matches against Valour without being able to secure a clean sheet. Valour had scored in 15 straight matches against Forge going into this one. We were minutes away from the first clean sheet in a while against Valour, but it just did not turn out that way. 5,179 fans at Tim Hortons Field, and I got to tell you, even when the rain was pouring, most were still in their seats. The battalion could be heard all the way up from the press box. So credit to the fans. Disappointing results for Forge FC, at least when you, listen, you had a 1-0 lead going into the 85th minute. Certainly you want to secure all 3 points at home, but that was not the case. Let's take you back. Let's take you right back to the beginning. Forge FC coming out with their 4-3-3 formation. Matusala, Ashley Doty Johnson, Samuel, and Rama on the back line. Tristan Henry in goal. Kyle Becker, Ali Hoja-Rapport, and Noah Jensen in the midfield with Tristan Borges, Taryn Campbell, and David Chouanier, your forwards in this one. And you saw it early. Valour, we talked about it coming into this match, a club that is so comfortable defending. I mean, just in terms of organization and discipline, I mean, this is an elite defensive squad. And by the way, they have been now for a couple of seasons. So that brand of soccer making its way to Tim Hortons Field. In fact, when Forge was in possession, Valour, although they came out with 4 defenders, when Forge had the ball, Valour would drop into a 5-man back line, just 5 guys lined up right across in that low block. Midfielder Dante Campbell would be the guy dropping back to play center back. And as soon as Valour gained possession, it was actually fascinating to watch just him because when Forge had possession and they had a lot of it, Campbell was kind of just sitting on the back line. And as soon as there was a heavy touch or his club gained possession, he would just shoot forward back into the midfield and try to join the attack. So interesting look from Valour, not at all surprising. 8 minutes in, Forge had 87% of the possession. Valour very, very comfortable defending it and comfortable allowing Forge to possess the ball. Now, Forge had a handful of dangerous attacks early on, but Valour had to be happy with the way this match started and the way this the first half just kind of went. 46th minute. Now, I will say this. It was an uneventful first half just in terms of quality chances. We look at the official stat line for the first half. Expected goals, 0.34 for Forge, 0.23 for Valour. Despite Forge having 67% of the ball possession, they had 9 attempts on goal. Only one of them connected on target. So 9 attempts in the first half. That's a lot, but expected goals just 0.34. So credit to Valour, still saying organization, discipline, all plays into this. They're going to allow you to possess and to take your shots, but there's not going to be a ton of quality most of the time. And Forge only had a couple of really dangerous looks. Officially, dangerous attacks in the first half were 22-12 in favor of Forge FC. Dominic Samuel took a pretty tough knock right before half. He was replaced by Kwesi Poku. But other than that, like I said, Valour had to be happy with the way that first half went. Kwesi Poku, actually, when he came on, he did have the best chance of the half for Forge. A free header from about 8 yards out, but he got under it a little too much, and the ball landed on top of the goal. So second half, we're in halftime. All of a sudden, I think at that point we had gotten kind of lucky with the weather because, thunderstorms were in the forecast. We're expecting a ton of rain. It hadn't quite hit yet. Halftime went, and by the time the players came out, I actually, when I took a bathroom break, came out, and when I say torrential downpour, I mean it was coming down hard. And, play on. No lightning in the area, so the match continues. Conditions were apparently safe enough for the match to continue. And again, full credit to the fans who literally weathered the weather and stuck with it throughout. And they were loud and they were into it. It was really fun to see. I was, of course, safe in behind glass, so it was impressive to watch. Not sure if I would have had that same level of courage. Early in the half, Kel Becker rings a right-footed shot off the right post. Ball finds Taryn Campbell after it bounces off of Borges' shin. Campbell's goal, though, nullified by the line judge for a phantom offside. Now, to the officials' credit, they did have a little meeting. And listen, they're dealing with it in real time. They made the wrong call. Just plain and simple, wrong call. When you look at it, Campbell was very clearly onside. And it is what it is. We don't have video review. Nothing we could do about it. That's how this game continues. Scoreless. Forge did look dangerous in the rain, by the way. I want to point that out. There just appeared to be a lot more space for whatever reason. 66th minute, Taryn Campbell strikes again. 1-0 Forge. The play started with Tristan Henry out the back. Rama sending it forward to Chouanier, who lofted a through ball to Taryn Campbell. Valour defender and keeper unable to judge the bounce of the ball with a wet pitch and the rainfall, and Campbell used the bounce to his advantage, chipped the ball over the keeper, Yesley, who came off his line. Campbell's 8th of the season makes him the goal-scoring leader on the campaign, and of course, Campbell pads his lead as the CPL's all-time leading goal scorer with 35. Pacific's Easton Ungaro, by the way, is second on the all-time list. He has 29, so a pretty healthy lead for TC in the all-time scoring list there. 85th minute. Hearts broken just a bit. Chella, header off a corner, finds the back of the goal. Valour fights back, salvages a draw. Forge so close to getting earning their first clean sheet against Valour in years now. It had been 15 straight matches with Valour scoring at least one goal against Forge in every match. And that continues up to 16 straight now. Second half, though, and this is why if you're Forge, you have to be really disappointed with the result. It was their game to lose. Expected goals just in the second half alone, 0.91, just 0.25 for Valour. Ball possession for the game, 65% in favor of Forge. Forge had 19 attempts at the goal. 4 hit the target. And for Valour, 5 attempts, just 2 hitting the target. Dangerous attacks, 41-24 in favor of Forge. Number a little low. A lot of that has to do with just the conditions. Very difficult to play in that amount of rain. And at the end of the day, this match, final whistle would go, and we end in a draw. Disappointing result for the home crowd. Coming into this match, Forge was really looking to improve upon its home record. Not very good coming into this. Forge, a better road team this year. Coming in, Forge has had 2 wins in 7 matches at home. That's now 2 wins in 8 matches at home this season, and it's their 4th draw at home. Overall, looking at the overall table, some big matches coming up for Forge, and we are in the mode of watching the standings. Very important at this juncture. Forge FC now live look at the standings right after this match as families on the pitch. By the way, I guess that means the rain has cleared. A lot of people on the pitch right now. A lot of family, a lineup for autographs. So it looks like the weather soon as that final whistle hit, apparently the rain decided to stop. Very, very convenient for everyone. All right, live look at the overall table. That's Forge's 16th match on the season. Just 12 more to go. 23 points is where Forge is. That's good for third place on the table. They are a point behind Cavalry, and they are 3 behind Pacific. By the way, Pacific is coming up on the schedule. So points now at an absolute premium for Valour. That single point, they hold steady in 7th place. Really, though, when you look at where these two teams are at the season and just top to bottom, this is a match where you need 3 points if you're Forge FC. I know the weather was not cooperative, but at the end of the day, you had a 1-0 lead going into the 85th minute, and you were unable to hang on. So disappointing result for Forge FC. Head-to-head now, these matches against Valour just seems to be a tough out for Forge, and they have been for the past 4+ seasons. Head-to-head, 8, 2, and 8 for Forge. So both of these clubs, they played 18 times. Both have won 8 times. Dead even. And on the year, it's dead even. Forge, Valour have split. They've split the first 2 matches this season with both winning. Now we have a draw, and the 2 will meet again, by the way, in September. But Valour is a tough out. Revisiting the 3 keys to the match going into this one, tale of 2 Valours. Listen, here's the bottom line with Valour. Elite defensively, inept offensively. Best defensive team in the league, conceded the least, and the lowest scoring team in the league. So if you were Forge, the game plan here was to build a lead and force Valour to claw their way back, which is something they're not necessarily built to do. But to their credit, they found a way off a set piece to find the back of the net and to salvage a point on the road in Hamilton. So we're not going to give a check for that one at all. Key 2 for Forge FC, wreak havoc in Hamilton. Against York, Forge was just the attack was a problem. Caused all kinds of trouble for the York back line. And it was more of the same. It wasn't quite the same dominating effort. And again, the weather played a part. The rain, the downpour was just, the pitch was slippery. The ball was bouncing. It's difficult. You kind of have to throw out your game plan a little bit when you were playing in those kinds of conditions. But nevertheless, Forge's attack mounted enough to get this done. I'll give that a check. I will say they succeeded in key number 2. The attack did its job, resulted in just 1 goal. But you think that in a match like this, that should have been enough. Key number 3 for Forge FC was just nothing comes easy for Valour. Make them earn it. Don't let them beat you on a mistake, on a counter. Instead, they beat you off of a corner, and it was a clean header. It happens. You credit Valour on that one. I'm not sure what you do differently if you're Forge FC in that one. Sometimes you just, listen. Sometimes it just goes your way on some of those corners, and in this way, it went Valour's way. So no check on that one. Just one of the 3 keys going Forge's way. And that is why. The result in this one, 1-1 draw. Coming up next for Forge FC is a match against Pacific. At Pacific. This is a huge one for obvious reasons. Pacific at the top of the CPL table, and they're very difficult at home. And Forge will have to be up to the task. They play on Friday, 10 o'clock start time Eastern, that one against Pacific. After that, back home the following Friday to host Vancouver. The Friday after that, so we have 3 straight Friday matches here. Don't think that extends to 4, but for sure 3 in a row. So they're going to go Pacific, Vancouver, and then at Cavalry. So very difficult stretch. This is what we've been talking about with the table. Game matches in hand, regardless of what we look at that table week to week. You're looking at 6-point potential swings because you have an 8-team league, and these teams, everyone's just playing each other all the time. The teams you're chasing, the teams you're fighting off, you're probably going to be seeing them very, very soon. So points at an absolute premium, and you know how important that top spot is. At minimum, you're looking for a top 2 finish on the CPL table to give you a bit of an advantage with an extra match in this new page playoff format the CPL has introduced. So with that, your final one last time from Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, 1-1 Forge, Valour. Next match is in 6 days at Pacific before they return home in front of the fans in 2 weeks to host Vancouver. Keep your eyes, your ears peeled on the Forge Audio Network. Plenty coming down the pipeline this week, including your Forge Daily features with Mackenzie and a match day preview as we tee up that match against Pacific. And that will be dropping on Thursday. So look out for that. All right, I'm Anthony Urciuoli. Thanks for listening. Thanks to the fans for weathering the weather. And we're going to talk to you very, very soon.
This has been Match in Review with Anthony Urciuoli on the Forge Audio Network. For the latest on all things Forge FC, subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.